Welcome, YouTubers, preppers, survivalists, and the homeless. It's the All-American Prepper coming at you from the bunker. Now, I want to address something that is very important. First, I'm just going to say, look, the cost of living and the cost of food is absolutely outrageous. And a lot of people are living in their cars, living in tents. They just can't afford it, all right? Now, what this here particular video is about is eating freezer burnt food. Okay, you're eating food that someone was throwing away. All right. For instance, look at the date on there. That expired in 2019. Someone was going to throw that out. I've had this for a little while, but somebody was going to throw that out. Nope. I use it. I'm eating it. It's just fine. And if I was concerned, I would just recook it. I would just bring it to a good rolling boil, and it would be fine. But it's fine now, so I don't need to do that. Also, look how freezer burnt that shrimp is. Okay? Now, this is, let me tell you the story behind this. Alright? I was doing my 7-mile run, and I seen a man throwing food away in the garbage. Alright? And I was like, hey, brother, can I have that food you're throwing away? And he's like, hey, this food is not safe to eat. It's freezer burn. I wouldn't eat it. And I said, well, can I have it? And he was like, yeah, if you want it, you can have it. He's like, what are you going to do? Feed it to the hogs or something? And I was like, yeah, something like that. Well, I'm going to eat it. Straight up. Now, look how freezer burnt that is. Alright? Now, there's a lot of people that if they ate that, it'd make them sick. Alright? But me, I don't have no refrigeration. I don't use it. So, like, I'll kill a hog, I'll butcher it, or I'll have my butcher it, and he gets to keep some of the hog, which is actually easier for me because he'll butcher it professionally. And there's so many wild hogs out here that they are a nuisance. Alright? And I tell him, save the fat. He said, oh man, he said, I know what you're going to do with that fat. You're going to make grease out of it, but it's going to be really gamey. And I'm like, I'm cool with it. So I get that fat from that wild hog, and I render it down into grease. Then I get the pork chops that he cut for me. I'll cook them pork chops in that grease. I'll eat as much of it as I can. And sometimes, you know, I'll let a pork chop sit out on this very counter for 4 days. And I will still eat it. And it does not make me sick. It's because my body is used to it. It's kind of like, you know, if you was to go south of the border to Mexico and just drink that water, well, you are going to get really sick. But the people that live there, they drink it, and it does not make them sick. It's because their bodies are used to it. So, my body is used to eating very questionable food. Alright? And the trick is once it unthaws, rinse it off really good. And I mean, wow, it's this freezer burnt. And I know, and leave in the comments below, you know, do you think it's going to kill me? You know, just comment below. Would you eat it? Do you know a better way to prepare it? You know, just comment. I want to know your opinion, okay? Me personally, I've been eating stuff like this for years, and I know it is not going to make me sick because I am going to thoroughly cook it. And yeah, it's going to have that freezer burnt taste. That's where this comes in. I'm going to put so much seasoning on it that all I'm going to be able to taste is that shrimp and this seasoning. And I will make a video of me eating it, you know, to prove that I'm serious. Also, this here, now, Little Miss Prepper, she grew the tomatoes, she grew the onion, but he was throwing this piece of pork out, this piece of ham, and it's just as freezer burnt as that right there is. But you see what's happening? I'm going to thoroughly cook it. I put Little Miss Prepper's tomatoes that she grew, Little Miss Prepper's onions, and then I make flour from acorns. So I'm going to mix that in there, and I'm going to have tomato gravy and ham and onions. And, you know, I wouldn't recommend doing this if your body is not used to it, okay? Now, in third world countries, which that's what's happening in America, you just look at the price of everything. You know, if you really watch and search the net, you will see people at the dump digging food straight out of the garbage and eating it. And they do it every day. And that's how they keep from dying, you know. That's how they keep from starving to death. So you can condition your body to eat this way. Now, a trick of the trade is when you eat questionable food, 1, thoroughly cook it. 2, drink as much vinegar as you can stand right after you eat it. I don't know the science behind it, but for some reason, drinking the vinegar after you eat something that is questionable, it just makes it safer for some reason. If anybody knows the science behind that, please leave that in the comment, all right? So, like I said, this was just as freezer burn as this is. And you see I'm cooking it. Now, normally, like I said, I usually cook outside on an open fire, okay? But I run off solar here, and it's so dang on hot outside, and I ran my 7 miles that I don't want to be out there building no fire in this heat and cooking. So I'm cooking it on this little burner. You know, see this little teeny burner there. I can't use the big burner, it uses too much juice. But I'm cooking on the little burner, and I got enough solar to where I can even run my little air conditioner. I have just a small air conditioner that I run. It's a 5,000 BTU, but like I said, you get your solar right, then you can get away with it. Also, in a grid down situation, I'm going to have power when nobody else is. Okay? And when everyone is starving, if you're cooking this outside over an open fire, people are going to smell it. And when they're starving, and you just think about it this way, if you are a parent and your kids are starving, well, you know, what would you do to feed your children? So you really think about that, all right? And So I know a lot of people's going, I want you to leave in the comments below. You think this is going to kill me? Well, I can tell you, no, it's not. I've been eating freezer burnt food virtually my whole life, okay? My body is used to it. And pardon me, but the plate I got it on needs to be washed, because that was I cooked some meat last night and used it. But I just got they're defrosting. And my video tends to shut off because I run out of storage. So if this video just randomly shuts off, I apologize for that. But all besides the freezer burnt taste, because it is going to have a strong freezer burnt taste, I'm going to eat it. And then I'm going to drink a lot of vinegar after I eat it. And I'm going to be fine. Matter of fact, you know, if I may video me eating it. So study this piece of meat real good and you'll see that, yeah, that joker's eating it. And, you know, there's just not enough time in the day. I guess I should have went live. And, you know, but I don't know who wants to sit here for hours and watch, you know, this unthaw and me cook it and me eat it. But I promise you, look, that is wild caught Gulf shrimp. And yeah, it's freezer burnt. And yeah, there's a lot of people that it probably would make them sick. Could possibly take them out. But my body is used to it. So I'm not going to have any problem eating it. And I am going to enjoy it. And in my opinion, you need to condition your body to where you can eat stuff like this. Because the day may come that that's all there is. You know? And I got old boy right here. You know? He's something else. But anyway, dang pain in my rear end. He killed my cat. That's actually Little Miss Prepper's dog. But she's got my dog at work with her because he's big and mean, and I like her to ride around with that big mean dog. That way there ain't nobody gonna mess with her. Because it's getting dangerous out there, folks. You don't, I wouldn't send my wife to town without at least a dog with her. And she does have a way to defend herself besides that dog. But that dog will come between her and the bad guy to give her time to react. Alright? And I know I'm getting off subject. So, this was freezer burnt. It was getting thrown away. And I was like, I'm going to cook it. And I'm going to eat it. And then after I eat it, I'm going to drink some vinegar. Same with this. Now, I'm not going to have Little Miss Prepper eat it. Because I'm not going to let her risk getting sick. I'm not doing it. Okay? She always gets the good stuff. I always eat the questionable stuff, okay? It's like this coffee that's in here, all right? This coffee is expired by 15 years, but there's so much tannin acids in coffee, which actually that's bad for you, the tannin acids. But there's so much tannin acids in there that the tannin acids kill bad stuff. So, and I've been drinking this coffee for a good while now, and it hasn't made me sick. I've been eating stuff like this my whole life, and it has not ever made me sick. Now, it would probably make you sick if you're not used to eating it. But like I said, you know, with the way this country's going, we are a third world country, or we're going to be. And I feel that if you are not able to eat this food that is questionable, well, you're just not going to make it. Because eventually, you know, unless you're a millionaire, which I strongly recommend, you know, putting you back. Let me swing it around here. Oh, I strongly recommend, you know, you putting this stuff right here back. Alright? because that's a lifesaver. And also, you know, you don't have to rotate it. It's got a 25-year shelf life. You know, because I got a lot of food stores, and I just got a lot of stuff in these buckets. A lot of it is literally fertilizer and seeds. Most of this stuff that's in these buckets is to start a farm when the grid goes down. Really, most of it is. And I do have some food storage. Some of this does have food in it. Like some of these buckets got rice. Some of them got beans. But I did learn that you do need to get food grade buckets. All right, I didn't do that. Now I got to live with it. But so if you're going to store, you know, rice and beans in these sealed up buckets, I recommend getting food grade buckets. Also, if you know someone that has a freezer, when you get your rice, I promise you, even though you don't see the bugs, there's bugs in that rice. But if you put it in the freezer for like 3 days and freeze it, it'll kill the bugs. Because if you don't, it's got these things in there called weevils, and they will devastate your rice, especially your rice. But they're like a plague. They will spread to everything. They'll get in your spices. They'll just really mess you up. Because, you know, I learned everything the hard way, and I had that happen to me. So now I learned how to avoid that. But, so, make sure also that you're putting back a lot of salt. Because if you got regular food, you know, if you're rotating your food storage, which that's a good way to start, is, you know, buy canned goods. And, you know, buy what you're going to eat. And rotate it. That's a good way to do it, because that canned food, it's already got water in it, you know. Because this here, you're going to have water for this. Well, lucky for me, I live in Florida, and there's water everywhere. I can literally dig down 2 feet and get all the water I want. I know how to dig a well. You know what I mean? Look, I'm old school. Back in the old days, they dug wells, and that's how they got their water. They didn't have all these fancy systems, you know, where they can drill way down and run pipes way down to the aquifer and pump water. No, they dug a well. And so I can do that. Now, I would recommend boiling that water and keeping your well covered up. Now, eventually, you know, the water, it'll settle and all, and I can get away with not boiling it because my body is just used to it. Like I said, you know, you go to South America, you drink that water and you're not used to it, you're going to end up in bad shape. But you get used to it, then you're fine. That's why, you know, the people that live there are fine when they drink that water, okay? But this is why I like to go this way. It's because I don't have to rotate it. And because I don't eat store-bought food. I forage, fish, hunt, and snare, and get out of the garbage my food. Now, no, you know, that's just the way I do it. Because, you know, a couple reasons. One is, you know, I don't make so much money as a bouncer. They don't pay us much, all right? And, you know, I used to be a military contractor, but little Miss Pepper, she would not let me do that. So I took a vow of poverty when I married her. But she's like, I'd rather you work at a strip club and us live. Because this is one of them buy here, pay here sheds. I paid it off in 2 years at $150 a month. So, literally, My house was paid for in 2 years. Alright? And I did reinforce it. I got it wrapped with concrete and metal. And so it's super reinforced. And it's very seriously well insulated. You'd be surprised by putting block around something that how well that insulates it from the outside. You know, it's trial and error. So we live this way, and we have a roof over our head and a door we can lock. Now, and I'm on family land, even though I've been paying property tax $4,000 a year since I've been out here for almost 8 years now. When my dad passes, I'm going to have to get off of here, and, you know, I'm going to have my own property. And I'm working on that. That's why I must win that show alone. I must win it. And there's things I'm going to need for that show. Alright? And that's why I can't, you know, I'm just not going to go out and buy this stuff. I'll just wait and let people throw it away. And I'll eat it. It's just that simple. My body's used to it. Like I said, I cook wild hog. I can have pork chops sitting out here for 4 days. And I can eat it. Doesn't bother me, not one bit. And like I said, that's just as freezer burnt. That come out of the same garbage can as that and did. And, you know, you can judge me if you want. I don't care. You know, judge not, lest thee be judged. Him without sin, throw the first stone, you know. But this is just showing how extreme I'm willing to go. That's why I know I'm going to win that show. I have to have my dream property and to have a place to live. I have to win it. There's no way around it. So, and I'm going to win it. And, you know, if anybody wants to help, Little Miss Prepper, she's going to put a wish list below the videos of things that I'm going to need. And if you want to help me out, you know, that's cool. And like I said, I will give everybody a shout out that helps me out. You know, and I hate to sound like I'm begging, but you know what? Everybody needs help sometimes. I don't care who you are. There is going to be a time when you're going to need help. And guess what? I need some help. It is what it is. Because it costed me $10,000 to have my mom buried. And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, you know, that. Well, that's what my mom wanted. She wanted to be buried at her little church. And she specifically said how she wanted her headstone. And so people, please, you know, my mom didn't know, but get money put back and go ahead and have your arrangements already arranged for when you pass. That way, you know, you don't have some poor boy like me struggling to pay for all that. But look here, it's an honor for me. And I promise you, my mother dealing with me my whole life, she earned it. Matter of fact, you know, she earned a freaking mausoleum. She earned a where she should have been buried in a pyramid, okay? And she was a good woman, and she was very patient with me because, you know, I'm kind of crazy, you know, but hey, that's the first, you know, step to getting better is admitting that you do have problems, right? Well, I have PTSD. I've had it for a long time. But I use it as a strength. That's why I'm such a good bouncer, because I'm always waiting for something bad to happen. You know, that's why I'm a prepper. That's why I train to fight. I train in every aspect of warfare that I can. Now, YouTube is crushing my channel. And I believe it's because they see... Now, when you see my channel and you see the tanks and the AMRADs, and, you know, when you see all that stuff... Now, that's not my stuff, okay? That is people that's in the mag team. That's their stuff. Now, do I have access to it? Yes. Do we train every weekend? Yes. But it's not mine. I wish I could afford that. I can't even afford to put the fuel in it, all right? And we have rules with the mag team. Because when we first started the mag team, we had people that was just always asking, you know, to borrow money. And, you know, you're like, why don't your mag team help you out? Well, because we have a rule with the mag team is no loaning money out, no asking people for money on the mag team. Because that was a problem. And when you get a mag team, you need to sort all that stuff out now. Before, you know, the shizzy hits the fizzy, as a so-called Canadian prepper says. And I wish, and I hope he watches this video, I want to case fight him so bad. That dude been making videos about me for a long time. And, you know, you can say what you want. There's some people say, oh, no, that ain't... Well, tell me this. Why is his one hit? Why does he got MMA gloves on? Why did he start making these videos after me and him had a disagreement on the telephone? He is making them videos about me. But whatever. I don't give a damn. You know, actually, every time he makes a video, it ups my subscribers. But YouTube, they're screwing me over. They got me stuck. They won't let me get up to... I have 15,774 subscribers. And they will not let me get past that number. When I get more subscribers, and then the next day when I wake up, it's back down to the same number again. They keep unsubscribing people. So, please, everyone, make sure you're still subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And, you know, if nothing else, you know, go to my playlist, because I got playlists about everything. Knife fighting, foraging, everything you need to know about surviving, you know, that I know, because I don't know everything. If you come across someone that says they know everything, you need to turn around and walk away, because no one knows everything. Okay? But I just want to show you, I'm going to eat this, I promise, on the Bible. And I'm a very religious man. Okay? And I don't tell a lot of people that, because I'm a poor representative of Christianity. Okay? Because I'm kind of crazy and I live wild. But when it comes down to it, I am a very religious man. I love God. I love Jesus. And obviously he loved me back, or I would have not have made it through a lot of stuff. Because I was a military contractor. Not in the military, just a military contractor back when they would hire anyone. Now I'm grandfathered in. But when I got married to Little Miss Prepper and my buddy got killed, she's like, you're not doing that no more. So I'm not going to get divorced over money. Not doing it. So it's not worth it. So I do what she tells me to do, and that's just the way it works. So I got my coffee here. This year's expired. I got my freezer burnt food here that I'm cooking, and it's going to be really delicious. I got my freezer burnt shrimp here that, you know, a lot of people, they're like, ooh, that's going to have a terrible taste. For me, that's going to taste great, because if it wasn't for this, I'd be eating, you know, gamey wild hog, which I have no problem with that. I'm used to it. It's not deer season right now, and I'm out of deer meat. I do have some smoked deer meat left, just in mason jars, you know, but that's Little Miss Prepper's. She gets the good stuff. I eat this kind of stuff. Why? Because I love her. Okay? So, stock up on seasonings, because that'll take the bad taste out of a lot of stuff. Get you some vinegar. That way, if you eat something questionable, drink a lot of that vinegar afterwards. Somebody please explain in the comments below why that helps from you from getting sick when you eat questionable food. I don't know the science behind it. I just know it works. My grandma taught me that, and it works. Now, I'm gonna shut this video down, but I just want to show you, look here, man. If you're bound and determined to survive, you can do it. But if I didn't have this freezer burnt shrimp, I would be, because I let Little Miss Prepper eat the stuff that's grown in the garden, all right? And any other I barter with, you know, for eggs or whatever I need. And I just eat cactus and weeds. I have videos. You'll see me eating weeds. I just eat weeds. So this is a great, you know, today I don't have to eat weeds or cactuses, which is good. But, you know, you eat that stuff every day in, day out, you will get kind of tired of it. So, for me, this stuff, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So, you know, I hit the lottery. I got me some good food here, even though it's freezer burnt and going to taste all. I'm eating it. And I'm going to enjoy every bite of it. And do I recommend you doing this? No, you could end up in a bad way, okay? You know, maybe start out very small and condition your body to eat it. Because like I said, my body's conditioned for years to be able to eat stuff like this. It doesn't bother me. Where to you, it may end up putting you in the hospital. So just be careful. I don't want none of my subscribers or anybody watching this to get sick. But I can handle it. And I just want to show you, you know, this is what it's going to come down to, man. I mean, really, you know, expired stuff and stuff people are throwing away. I mean, for me, you know, this shit has already hit the fan. I lost my mom. Don't have no money. Every penny I get is going to handling her expenses. And then, you know, I got to get my stuff for that show alone. So, you know, and when the grid goes down, I'm already used to it. I've been living this way for years. That's why I don't use refrigeration. Okay, for one, you know, I don't want to use my solar up because it's so damn hot down here in Florida. If I'm going to use my solar, it's going to be so I can cook without having to build a fire and melting. Also, to run my little air conditioner because it's so damn hot down here. It's ridiculously hot. And I take a bath in the kiddie pool. And I use a 5-gallon bucket. That's my toilet. And I filter my water through four different filter systems. Okay, to make it safe to drink. And that's how I do it. I'm an extremist. I am going to survive till the good Lord decides it's my time. And they're really trying to push us into a civil war. They really are. And just so much bad stuff is going on in our country. I mean, just look at the opening ceremony of the Olympics. That was just evil. That was just evil. So it's Old American Prepper. Don't starve to death. Stay ready. Stay dangerous. Stay frosty. And yeah, I did copy that from Black Scout Survival because I like that. And he does have a good channel. Now I'm trying to learn Tomcat saying from Tomcat's World. That's a great channel too. I recommend you subscribing to his channel. But he has a great closing saying also that I'm going to ask him, can I use that? So just be ready. I love you. I really do. I got a lot of love in my heart. And I can be mean dog tough. And I can get vicious and mean. But really, I really care for people. And it is what it is. So have a blessed day.